Okay, Minorcan Navy, here we go. Happy Father's Day. Visit yesterday up in Baltimore, up at the Francis Scott Key Bridge site. Little video here. We saw the Chesapeake 1000 being kind of backed away and then re-sputted down the river a little bit. The Farrell was pulled back upriver by the Douglas J. And then we saw this barge come through. If that looks familiar, yeah, that's the barge that's been alongside the Dolly, and we can see that piece of concrete that was kind of hanging off the starboard bow of the Dolly that was put down the barge. This is the barge, and it looked to us like she was on the way over to Sparrows Point with what she has been collecting on the barge. So you're kind of easing by the Chesapeake 1000. Now, if you can notice the Chesapeake now, those spuds are down, and she's in position there. It looks this morning, looking on Marine Tracker, that they've put the Chesapeake back up towards the bridge site, but we caught the Weeks 533 heading over there as well. I think she was on the way over to Sparrows Point behind the barge, possibly to unload it. But anytime we see one of the big pieces of equipment moving, we like to get a little bit of video of it and then share it with you guys. We had some members of the Minorcan Navy that piped in pretty quick yesterday and said, hey, they're moving a lot of equipment around. And we happen to be on site to catch it. So here we go, and just kind of showing you guys the imagery from what's kind of been going on. Now, we look here at this image, and this picture is obviously when the deck from the road surface was still on the bow of the ship. This is the whole road deck there. You see the 4 lanes of what used to be I-695 going across the bridge, laying across. This was not too long after the Dolly made it up into port there in Dundalk. But some people wanted to look at some images from then and then some of our recent drone stuff so they can kind of compare what's been going on. And when you look at the comparison, there's a lot of work that's happened up there by Resolve. There's no doubt about it. When you just kind of look at that whole section of roadway that's there, and then when you come back and look at the latest drone video that we had from the Dolly, you can see a huge difference. Now, this image is from about halfway down. The road deck's off, but you can still see there is some of the steel from the bridge, from the support system, is still laying across the bow of the ship. But definitely an improvement after that road surface was removed from the ship. Now, I don't know if there's a way of calculating just how much weight has come off the ship, but that would be an interesting number to know, just to understand the amount of weight that the ship had sitting on its bow as a result of the incident. But you can you can see, especially that right-hand piece, just what kind of cut it made right down through the ship right there. And we kind of pan back down the stack of containers. Those containers still on the ship, still haven't gone anywhere. And from what we're hearing, may not come off the ship until the ship reaches its repair port down in Norfolk. But these were some of our latest images that we got from the drone, where we can see where that piece of concrete there, that piece had already been cut, and the piece that was kind of hanging off the ship was taken back by barge to Sparrows Point. But this gives us a pretty good representation of what the bow of the ship looks like now. And for those of you that like to get in there and look, you can see it resolves. There's a tent that they put up on part of one of that massive piece of concrete there where they're working. A little bit of the bridge material is still on the ship if you look back there on the port side of the ship. But when you compare them side by side and look at it, pretty big difference. Pretty big difference indeed of what's going on during the cleanup process. I have no idea how long it's going to take to complete the job before they're ready to move the ship, or when that's going to happen. We're going to try to be back in Baltimore when that does occur, when they move the ship. I'd love to get a video of that, of the ship coming back by the site, and be able to share that with you guys. But that's going to do it for today's video. A little comparison of what the ship looked like when it came in versus what it looks like now. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you haven't done it yet, we ask if you'll subscribe to the channel, give us a thumbs up, leave us some comments, let us know what you think. As most of all, we want to say, hey, you guys be safe out there.